I'm gonna upkeep this. We're not a brainstorm deck. And if I draw the island, I'm kind of sad. Kind of sad. Alright, so we drew Opal. Yeah, I think I just want to grab Chalice. I think it's pretty good here. It's definitely something my opponent has to fight over. Yeah, I like just grabbing Chalice here. Maybe I'm supposed to throw out the Mox Opal so he doesn't, like, I don't know, play counterbalance, get really lucky on a flip, like flip a land. That'd be kind of gross. Yeah, I mean, there's a reasonable chance here we, It might also just be correct to land the Lodestone. I like landing Chalice first before Lodestone Golem, though. Especially game 1. That's kind of how I feel about that. Alright, show me what he got. See what if he blind flips what he needs here. Oh, he's just going to counter it without even looking at his flip? Okay. That's fine, too. How much does this guy cost? 5? Oh, I like Trinket Mage a lot, too, Evis. Get in there. I'd rather just pressure him with Mirrored Forcers, honestly. Something he can't counterbalance. Snapcaster Ponder. Okay. Yeah, he's only on 3 cards. Let's see what he does with the Ponder. Did he shuffle? Chooses to shuffle. Okay. Strix the draw. Okay. What are these guys? 5? I mean, Strixing turns on the Opal. 1, 2, 3, 4. Like, yeah, I could Strix and then Lodestone. See what the counterbalance reveals. Power Blast is the reveal card. This feels like a relatively good spot for the Lodestone. Like, we know it's not getting countered. It's fine. I mean, sure, he could Power Blast the Strix, but he gets half a card. And Lodestone should just give him all sorts of troubles. Oh, okay, he's got the swords. Okay. Sometimes they have it. Tez with the Seeker. We know about a Power Blast, so let's just let's begin the grind. So this is an uncounterbalanceable. Why would you reveal? You don't have 7s in your deck, dude. Maybe he just wants to know his next card. You don't have 7s, though. A Miracle player, no matter how hard they try, they can't counterbalance this particular 4/4. The deck doesn't run 7. It runs 6. It used to run 8. Doesn't run 8 anymore. Obviously, Dig Through Time was banned. So they run pretty much every CMC except, you know, something like 7. You know, they've got 1, 2s, 3s, 4s, 5s, 6s. They don't have 7s. Lucky number 7. All right, Birthing Pod. That's fantastic. So let's go to combat. And see if you can fight over the Birthing Pod. If he has a Jace, this will counter the Birthing Pod. over terminusing? Okay. Okay. Just let it go. Hopefully he doesn't have the J. Ah, yeah, the J's. Man. Unfortunate. Unfortunately. Gross. Jace with Power Blast backup. Gross. I can't Tezzeret. That sucks. Imagine his plan is the swords, the enforcer. Snap swords. Okay. Let's let it go. Drew a Flusterstorm. Ah. Okay, so I could Tezzy and potentially win the Fluster counter war. See, I Tezzeret and then he Pyroblast and then I Flusterstorm. There's a chance we win that fight. And then we just start getting there with the Tezzeret. I think this is our only window to maybe get the Tezzeret on the board. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Like, I think this is literally it. Now, granted, he can, yeah, famous last words, Trix, I think. Obviously, he could easily reveal a 5 here. He's going to try to look with his top first. Hopefully he doesn't find a force. Doesn't he just put top on the counterbalance of Fluster? Storm, Thought Control. Okay, he's got the force. Ew, gross. Shuffle and find force. Gross. I mean, like I said, that was probably the last moment of the game to maybe stick a Tezzeret. Yeah, Fluster doesn't care about the counterbalance Thought Control. It's kind of the same thing with Chalice of the Void. It's actually why we run Flusters. Now the next question is, do you think he's floating the, I mean, he's got Pyroblast. Do you think he's floating the Force, or has he drawn the Force? Either of which is bad. And I don't think we're ever going to get through, unfortunately. I don't think I can get the Doomwake through. I mean, he's floating a Force of Will, right? And he's got... So the fetch gives me some looks. In other words, if he Fate Seals and tops, we can crack the fetch. He topped it. Okay, so we'll upkeep crack this for the Bayou. Still think I jam it? No, I don't think so, Trix, because we know he has the counter. For CMC, we know he has the counter spell for that, or the card on top for that particular CMC. I mean, yeah, we could try jamming it, but it doesn't really... He's still floating the Force of Will on top. He hasn't cracked a single... Either the Force of Will is floating on top, or the Force of Will is in his hand, and I kind of like Doomwake Giant. No, he'll use the Pyroblast Smoker. Oh, you're hoping that he doesn't spend the Pyroblast on the Tez? I think the chances of that are rather slim. Like, I think the odds that my opponent does that, like uses the Hardcast Force on Tez, it's much more likely that he Pyroblasts. He can also easily have another 4 here, so he doesn't necessarily even have to spend the Pyroblast. I mean, he could have another Jace, he could have... Some people run Venser. Okay, there's the Pyroblast. Yeah, and he's got the Force of Will for the Doomwake. Or he's been floating the Force, which I imagine is the case. Okay. Unfortunate for us. I mean, you can have really good games against Miracles. This was not one of them. And that's okay. Right, Pyroblast for the Tezzeret. Just like I drew it up. Pyroblast for the Tezzeret, Force Reveal for the Doomwake. See? We'll turn up the heat next game. I've got some more tools for this particular matchup. We'll turn up the heat. The Master Worm or the Doomwake, and I'd certainly prefer the Thragtusk over some of the other things. Probably take out the Frogmite. I don't really like the Flusters. I mean, they can let you sometimes land cards through a countertop lock. But I feel like this game's just so grindy, I don't even think we have room. The Toxic is questionable. I've kept it in sometimes because they like to bring in the Mentor plan. So sometimes you're supposed to keep it in. It's hard to say. Mask Worm also, potting into Mask Worm also answers that particular win condition. So it depends on what you're trying to do. What you're trying to hedge towards being able to beat. Could see just cutting a couple streaks. I mean, Nether Void can be good in this matchup, too. I run that to some success as well against Miracles.